New Year's Reflections. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. As I said, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about New Year's reflections. Not resolutions, I don't do those, but I'll explain as I go along. First, I'd love to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe by clicking that button. Ring that bell for future notifications of my videos. Give me a like if you like it, and leave me a comment. All right, what do I mean by New Year's reflections? Well, I've never been into the resolutions because I just think they set you up for failure. You know, we make all these big plans or things we resolve to do, and a lot of times they don't last. It puts pressure on us and we feel bad about ourselves, and it just doesn't feel healthy to me. But New Year's reflections is wonderful for me. What I mean by that is I look back on the previous year. I'm not necessarily focusing on the upcoming year. And when I look back on the previous years and reflect on my life, how I spent that year, how I did I have growth, did I not, then it guides me into the upcoming year. And I love reflecting because it shows me, where I've been, what I've done with my life, how I spent my time. I have learned so much in this last year, more than any other year, just in my own personal growth. I have done deep reflections on my thinking, my behavior, my actions, and taken a really deep dive into many, many areas. One, I'll give you an example, is judgment. I've really been praying about and reflecting on judging, just judging others. That has been just eye-opening for me, because I know we can judge people for how they look or what they wear or the color their hair is or whatever, but judging how people think has really been put on my heart, just because of the climate in this last year, all that's gone on. I know it's been a rough year for everybody. I know we've been divided. I know there's a this side and a that side and very little in the middle, which is where we all should be, in the middle. However, I know it hasn't been that way. And I have seen a lot of judging all over the place. And I can't say I'm not guilty of that, because I know I've done it myself. I wasn't conscious of it at the time, but God brought it to my heart, and it has really sunk in deeply. We can't judge anybody else. I was just telling one of my YouTube friends recently in a comment that it really came to me that the measure that we judge others is the measure that we will be judged. I don't want that. I don't want any part of that. So I respect everybody for their opinion, their thoughts, how they choose to live their lives, what they believe in or what they don't believe in. And I'm just going to leave it right there. That's the way that I feel it should be. But reflecting back on this last year, which again, I said it has been a very difficult year for all of us. I'm telling you, I see a lot of good in this last year. I personally have experienced a lot of good because that's what I look for. It's too easy to find all the negative because it's all around us. I mean, my gosh, how life has changed in just this past year. So there's so much to be negative about or to complain about, but I just don't go there. I focus on the goodness and what I'm grateful for. And I am grateful for so much. Do you know how easy it is to wake up in the morning and just realize for a moment that you woke up? Just to have that thought, I woke up. Some people didn't. Some people won't wake up that day, but I did. That's something to be grateful for. I've made it through the day, or the week, or the month, or 6 months, or 9 months, or this whole year without being sick. My family, all of them, from my children to my grandchildren to my friends and neighbors here that are in their 80s, some of them, not everybody, they haven't been sick. They haven't gotten the virus or anything else. To my mother, who will be 95 in 3.5 months, she hasn't gotten anything. So much to be grateful for. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's all the people in my life. I mean, that's just wonderful, and it just fills my heart with joy. So I haven't lost the joy. Now, when I hear on the news that so many people are sick or have passed away, yes, that is heartbreaking. And that is somebody's mother or brother or husband or wife or sister or child. And I understand that. And I can't imagine that pain that they must feel. But for my own self personally, since I have not experienced that, I am very, very grateful that I haven't. And even if I had, or if my mother had gotten it or taken ill, or a member of my family, it would be heartbreaking for sure. But I'd still be grateful if they were still here. And if they weren't still here, I would be so devastated, but I would find something to be grateful for. Just that God had given me the gift of their love in my life for however many years that they've lived. That's just the way that I see it. You know, I know the whole year has been consumed with this virus, but, you know, I have had a heartbreaking news in other areas. Just because I have been fortunate so far to not get sick, or my family members, which I have seen all throughout the year, this past year, I know people that have died of cancer. I know people that have died of brain cancer. I know people that have died of horrific, painful diseases. I know people that have been diagnosed with a terminal and deadly disease, whether it be cancer or kidney failure, whatever it may be. I know people who have lost family members. Some of my YouTube friends lost a parent this year, an elderly parent. Doesn't matter how old they were, it was their dad or their mother. And they are heartbroken. They are sick over it. They miss that person just as much as if that person had died from the virus or something else. Does it really matter what we die of? that doesn't make the loss any less, does it? So I try to look at it that way so that I can have compassion for everybody and for every circumstance, because that's important. What matters to other people, it matters to them. So it needs to matter to me, and how I show my compassion and my empathy and how I support them. That's the way that I view it. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just explaining where I come from and how I reflect on the past year before I enter a new year. And as far as entering a new year, I don't even look at that. I don't look at it as a whole year. That's too much. Maybe I feel that way because of my age, but a year, I don't know. I'll be 70 in May, so I mean, God willing, I'll be here a year from now, but the older we get, the more prone we are to heart disease and cancer and everything else. So we don't know. So I can't look at the whole year. I look at it as one day at a time. It's a new day. Today is New Year's Day. It's January 1 of 2021. Today is just a new day. A new day from yesterday or the day before or the month or the year before. It's another new day. Another day for me to get it right. Another day for me to be the best that I can be. Another day for me to appreciate all things, big or small, happy or sad, in all circumstances, to be grateful. It's another day. And tomorrow, it'll be another new day. And I'll just continue that on throughout the whole year, because I'm not going to look at the year. First of all, I don't know what's going to happen, not just health-wise, or, because of my age, any kind of disease or anything that I would be more prone to get just because I'm older. It's so many things to look at. I don't know what's going to happen. Be careful what you wish for. We don't know that 2021 is going to be any better. In fact, it could be a lot worse. Now, please, I am not saying that to be discouraging in any way, shape, or form, because I am here to lift you up, never to bring you down. I just want us to look at, first of all, not to have false expectations or any expectations. Expectations are something that can be kind of damaging, because when we have them and then things don't work out, we get let down. If you have a friend come over and you're expecting them to, I don't know, tell you they love the color of your walls that you just painted the day before, and they don't even mention it, we get hurt. We don't understand. Well, she never said a word about my paint, and she's a dear friend. I mean, she knows I've been painting. Well, maybe she just forgot or had something on her mind. But we get let down and we get hurt because we had an expectation. So I don't think it's good to live with expectations. I think it's wonderful and far better to live with hope, because we can have hope every second of every day if we choose it. Hope is what's going to bring us through everything. Hope is what is going to sustain us and make it a better year, because if we don't lose our hope, there's always the promise of tomorrow and that it will be better. I'm not counting on anybody or anything to make this year better except for God. Who else can do it? Nobody. No one at all. I'm not going to believe in false promises. I've heard negatives, I've heard positive. I've heard the next 100 days could be the most dreadful or bleak days we've been through. Oh my gosh, I don't need to hear that. I'm not going to let any day be bleak. Every day is a new day and a chance for great things to happen. I'm going to continue to hope every day and place my faith where it belongs. And I just wanted to share all this with you all. Hopefully it'll help in some way. That's my intention. If it isn't or comes across in a wrong way, please forgive me. That's not my intention. I want us all to live with hope for a new year, a new day, each and every day. I wish you all the very best. Happy New Year, happy day, and I just thank you so much for being here. Now you know I want to leave an inside beauty tip, so let me go ahead and do that. My inside beauty tip for today comes from Matthew 6:34. Do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. I chose this verse because I think we as human beings just tend to look ahead because we want a bright future. We want everything to be okay. And we don't take it one day at a time and just look at today. We can't expect that things are going to just turn around and be great or back to normal, as most people say. People I've heard say, oh, I'm so glad, 2020's over. Oh, we're almost here, 2021, yay. Maybe they have expectations. The good news is hope. We have hope. There's always hope. And we can have that each and every day. Hope for a better tomorrow. Hope for a better future. For a better entire year, every day of the year. We can have hope. And I feel like if we focus on that we're going to come out a lot better. I don't know what this entire year of 2021 is going to bring. I don't know if it's going to be better or if it's going to be a lot worse. It could be either one. I can't say. I have no way of knowing. And neither do you, any of us. We don't know. So all we have is hope. And by looking at it day by day, as I stated earlier, that's the only way we're going to get through. They say be careful what you wish for. And that's a very powerful statement. A lot of things have changed. And they could continue to change. It could be for the better. It could be for the worse. Again, we don't know. But there's no point to be anxious today. Just take today as it comes. Deal with each situation as it comes. When tomorrow comes, it may bring its own set of problems or bad news in some way. Bad news for you personally, bad news for all of us. We can deal with that then. Why waste the day dealing with it today? Dealing with something that we don't even know if it's going to happen or not. Everything is so unstable right now, and we don't have a clue. And I just don't want anybody to get let down or sad or depressed if things don't turn around quickly or within a certain time frame that you may have in your mind. that you feel you gave up all of 2020, so now 2021 is going to be the year where everything's going back to normal. I don't know that things will ever be normal again. There may be a new normal. But what stays constant in our life is hope. We can have that if we choose it. And that is what will get us through each day, day by day. And our faith will give us the courage and the strength to get through whatever comes our way. And that's all we can do as far as I'm concerned. That's the way that I see it. You may see it differently. So again, I just want to lift all of us up and for all of us to live with that hope of a better future, of the promises of God, and that each day we will get through it. No doubt about it. I thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the happiest new year, the happiest new day, all 365 of them. And remember to look at them one at a time and be grateful for each and every one of them. There's always a blessing. You just have to open your eyes to it. Well, until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.